women divorcing their men in record numbers. Stay tuned for another episode of Turneround Theory because I'll give you a theoretical thought based on this episode. So fellas, y'all know the drill. Grab a snack and come on back because y'all just might learn something. Roll the intro. What is up, everybody? It's your boy, Mr. Turnaround, aka Tenacious T, and welcome back to another episode of Turnaround Theory, where I give you a theoretical thought on just about anything. If you are new to the channel, I personally want to welcome you, and if you are a returning subscriber, welcome back. Please don't forget to like, comment, subscribe to my channel. It will help out with the YouTube algorithm. And don't forget to click on that post notification bell because you'll instantly be notified every single time I upload more additional content onto the channel. So without further ado, let's jump into today's episode of Turnaround Theory. So today's episode is all about women and accountability when it comes to divorcing good men when the men haven't done anything wrong. Now, you're probably wondering where I'm going to go with this. You're going to have to find out because you never know what route I'm going to go in this episode. But by the way, if you missed out on the previous episode of Turnaround Theory, don't worry. I will post up a link in the description box below so you can catch up on the previous episode of Turnaround Theory. So don't worry. But back to today's episode, we're talking about women and accountability and why they should be held accountable for divorcing good men. Did you know that 50% of marriages end up in divorce? And did you also know that only 80 to 90% of those divorces have been initiated by women? And as a result of that, the law is always going to be in favor of the women. And once the divorce has been finalized, then as a result of that, the woman is going to always be entitled to half of everything of what the man gets, such as the house, the car, and total full custody of the children. And not only to mention that this woman is going to have his 401k, but the man is going to have to pay child support until the children turn the age of 18. And he's going to continue to pay her spousal support for the rest of his life.
She belongs to the streets.
This next video I'm about to show you is about a woman by the name of Kitty J. Rose and how she took up accountability for her actions on how wrong she was when she was in the wrong in terms of hurting the man that she called herself loving. And shout out to RaulH, Please Act Right. I will also post up a link in the description box below for you to check out his content on his YouTube channel. He gives some interesting stuff about fellas dealing with women on social media. But I want you to watch this video closely as Kitty Rose describes about accountability and how wrong she was for doing her man wrong. Check this out.
One of the hardest things that I had to do in my adult life is take accountability. I had to accept my role in the process of heartbreak. So I was once married and I destroyed that marriage. I cheated on my spouse and he was not deserving of that. I was selfish at that time. I was a matter-of-fact woman, believed that everything that I said was right. I muted him. I did all of that. And I broke a man's spirit. I broke him down mentally. I broke him emotionally. And I did what most women do. I resorted to the victim role. He did this. If he would have never did this, I wouldn't have done this.
You big cold-blooded dummy.
Very unhealthy. I was selfish, and don't get me wrong, he definitely tried to start over. He tried to restore the relationship. I couldn't. Didn't listen, had poor communication skills. My resolution process was horrible. I did not know how to come to resolutions. I was really my spouse's enemy. I was my own enemy as well.
Girl, bye.
I knew I couldn't trust myself. I knew I was going to hurt him again. And that was hard to swallow. Because I had to really tell myself that you...
Huh?
All I knew at that time is do what is beneficial to me. I didn't understand what accountability was. I had to learn that accountability is living within integrity. Had I have lived within integrity, I would have never done that to my partner.
She belongs to the streets.
I'm saying all of this to say that if you don't know how to be an accountable person, you're never going to get far. Your life is never going to be fulfilling, and you're never going to be able to live at the fullest because you're always going to blame others until you sit back and say, okay, this is what I did. This is what my part was in the process. This is how I'm going to move forward. Whatever actions you place have consequences, whether good or bad. Who I am now is a result of who I was back then. My consequences, my accountability molded me into the woman that I am now. And once you start learning how important accountability is, I guarantee you will see life completely different. Get out of the victim mindset. Don't be a prisoner to yourself.
Dynamite!
Now that was Kitty Rose, who opened up talking about accountability as a woman, which brings me to my next point. Women fail to realize that accountability starts with them as well. You can't always blame the man for what he done when it's you that's being the problem. See, the reality of it is accountability is always going to be a woman's kryptonite, no matter how you slice it. If women can start taking accountability in terms of these divorce rates going up at an all-time high, they're the ones that are initiating it. But if they can start taking accountability and own up to it, then they can become the better person that they are than what they used to be. With that being said, I'm going to come right back with a theoretical thought right after this.
Hey, listen, if you're in a relationship and she has male friends who she insists on talking to and hanging out with, despite you expressing how that makes you uncomfortable, then it's time for you to give her walking papers. Men and women can't be platonic friends like that, and exceptions don't prove the rule. It's either she's attracted to him and he don't want her, he's attracted to her and she don't want him, yet they've screwed around and went to Pound Town with each other before in the past, or there's significant barriers and boundaries in a way that don't allow them to be intimate, and they're respecting those boundaries at the moment. Truth be told, if your girl was really into you and loved you and had real, genuine respect for you, she would respect your mind and put an end to that. And if that guy was truly her friend, he would respect the boundaries of the relationship and he would back off, because as a guy, he can truly understand what's going on.
Yes, it's that time again. My favorite part of the segment, Turnaround's theoretical thought, based on today's episode about women and accountability and how they can better themselves by decreasing that divorce rate and try to work it out with their husbands. If you watch today's episode, you should be learning something by now. Women refuse to take accountability for their own actions. They love playing the victim. If they can stop playing the victim for once and start owning up to what all the wrong that they caused in their marriage, especially in their marriage, they can find ways to try to work things out and restore the marriage, but it's going to take both parties to do so. Stop blaming the men for all the wrong that they've done and start looking at yourself in the mirror and figure out where the devil you went wrong and figure out how you can fix it, especially if you are married to the love of your life. And if there are any children involved, it's going to be a sad moment for them. The truth of the matter is, when women continue to do what they do in terms of playing the victim all the time, they'll never grow up. Accountability, once again, is always a woman's kryptonite. So stop playing victim, ladies, and start taking accountability for your own actions. That way, you'll be better for it. That's your theoretical thought for today. I want to thank you for watching this episode of Turnaround's Theory exclusively on my YouTube channel. And if you enjoyed watching today's episode of Turnaround's Theory, please drop a comment in the comment section below and let me know what you think about today's episode of Turnaround's Theory. Also, be sure you check out my debut album entitled The Point of No Return. It's on all music streaming platforms. Download it today. Holla at your boy. And until next time, I'm your boy, Mr. Turnaround, a.k.a. Tenacious T. I remind you, don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe to my channel. It will help out with the algorithm of YouTube. And don't forget to click on that post notification bell, because you'll instantly be notified every single time your boy posts up and upload more additional content onto the channel. Until next time, Team Turnaround out.